Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So right now looking at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see on my previous video we talked about this price scenario. Since the price of Bitcoin was flashing us the bearish divergence here to the downside, price was making higher highs, we said hey, there is a possibility of price to actually come around this 22,000 price level and then a move to the upside. And look at this guys, this is exactly like what we talked about on my previous video. The price did came exact to this 22,000, a weak rejection to the downside, and since then you can see the price recovered very fast, almost like 8.3% move, 1,800 points. Congratulations for those people who actually took this trade. And now what could be a possible movement, because right now the price is actually finding some difficulty to break from the area where we are, because you can see here guys, this trend line here, if we look at this trend line, let me hide this CPR first. You can see this price movement here. This is a very crucial area because you can see this trend line acted as a resistance here, support here, and now the same trend line is acting as a resistance. What does this mean is that if we are able to find support above that, then there is a possibility of another move here to the upside. But if this is going to reject the price furthermore, and also if you take the Fibonacci retracement from this swing high till this swing low level, you can see the price right now is arriving at this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. That is also a very interesting Fibonacci retracement level, because if you are aware, you know, I've said you guys, this price movement here from swing high, swing low, and this bounce here until this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level and finding rejection at that area could be dangerous, because that could lead us to another move here to the downside, because this is 1 2 3 4 dead cat bounce scenario. Let me show you the dead cat bounce very quickly here. So this is how dead cat bounce actually looks like. I'm doing this one more time for those individuals who have recently joined my channel and has no clue about it. According to this dead cat bounce, the move here, we got a really nice support around this 22,000 price level. We had this bounce, and in this bounce the price is actually going to retrace around 50%. After that, we would see another leg down scenario following the original trend. In the crypto space, guys, you know, the market is very volatile. That's why what I like to do is not only look at the 0.5, but also this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. If you look at in our case, you can see exactly at this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, we are finding resistance. And not only that, this trend line here is also acting as a resistance. So right now at this current stage, we have the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement acting as a resistance, and also this trend line area. But if you would also include this ascending channel, which I talked on my previous video guys, you can also notice this price movement here. Exactly at this lower line area, we have another resistance. Now you can see why price is finding very difficult to break out of this, because we have this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level acting as a resistance, this trend line acting as a resistance, and the lower line of this ascending channel also acting as a resistance. You can see here right now exactly at the lower line area, it's trying to actually re-enter this ascending channel, but we are finding difficulty. So if this is going to reject the price, and the price also tends to move in this manner, then we have to be careful, because this could actually unfold as a dead cat bounce scenario. And in dead cat bounce, the price here, the leg here, the final leg would be lower than the previous one. So if this is around this 22,000, then this could go lower than the 22,000 price level. But if the price actually is able to break out of this trend line and also re-enter this ascending channel, guys, this will actually invalidate all this theory which I recently showed you, because that will indicate we should be looking for long opportunities, because as I said you guys, we want price to clearly close above this 23,500 price level. If we could find support above that level, then I think we could see another massive move here to the upside, because to the upside, according to our CPR, if you are a CPR trader, you can see this line here is our target area for this month. So this line, the green line, is around 28,600 price level. So this is where we want price of Bitcoin to come if we are going to see another massive move to the upside. But I'm just showing you guys why we have to be careful, because you can see this R2 line did acted as a resistance and the lower line acted as a support. So now we have trapped in between this R2, the monthly R2 line, and the monthly R1 line. And also for the new individuals who have recently joined our community, for you, the CPR link, how to trade price action of Bitcoin using the CPR indicator, must be popping up right now. So feel free to check it out. So now let's look at this in a bit different way. So guys, I showed you with all the different scenario. First, I gave you an example with this trend line, which is acting as a resistance at this current stage. So this one was the first resistance. Another, from this swing high till this swing low, we have another 0.618 acting as a resistance at this current stage. So now we have two resistance, and also with this ascending channel, you can see the lower line of this ascending channel is also acting as a resistance at this current stage. So you can see we have a lot of resistance. And not only this, let me show you with head and shoulder pattern, because according to this head and shoulder pattern, right now this price movement, guys, left shoulder head and right shoulder, where we are actually right now, guys, this could be a very interesting area, because that was the reason why I'm actually telling you, if the price of Bitcoin is not closing above this trend line area, which is around 23,500, if we are not finding support around this area, this could also turn out to be a head and shoulder pattern. And head and shoulder pattern in this kind of price move is a bearish scenario. And I want to include a distribution phase. So is this a distribution phase? Because if this is going to pan out as a head and shoulder, this could be an indication that we should be ready for a pullback scenario as well. Not only a move to the upside, because we have to be ready for both scenario. And if this is going to be another pullback scenario, guys, then we should also be aware that the price here after this 22,000, we don't have any support in between. Let me show you with this WYCKOFF scenario, guys. So this here is WYCKOFF schematic from Hello Crypto. So again, big shout out to this guy for this wonderful job here, right? This is some scenarios according to WYCKOFF's accumulation phase, reaccumulation phase, and distribution phase. And right now, this could be another scenario where we should be very careful, because you can see the phase 1 has already occurred. That's the left shoulder, right? And this here is the head, which is phase B and phase C. We got a pullback, price came exactly at this 22,000, found support, and now we could be forming this right shoulder at this phase D area. So now that's why I was saying, hey, if the price fails to find support above the trend line, which I showed you, right, then this could also be turning out as a head and shoulder pattern, or so-called in another word, a distribution phase, because that indicate the trend could see another pullback scenario before continue its journey to the upside, guys. That's why I'm actually showing you also what could happen in the worst case scenario, right? So I think you guys now got a very clear image of what I'm actually trying to show you here. So now let's look at the chart again. So now you got it, right? To the downside, guys, if this is going to play out, you can see we don't have any support in between. This means the 22,000 is the only support according to the CPR. And if there is going to be any sort of a price pullback, you can see around this price level of 19,900, 19,700, we have a lot of confluence. So that's why in the worst case scenario right now, if we would see a pullback, then I think the price might also come around this 19,800, 19,700 price level, which is also very possible. So this is another example which we have also talked in my previous video. You can see right now we are in between this base 4 and base 3 area, and also the price right now is finding resistance and support between the air 2 and air 3 line. As I've already said, you guys, this breakout could actually bring us all the way up to 28,600 price level. And if that is going to happen, and if the price of Bitcoin today, as I've showed you with this head and shoulder, all the resistance line, if the price is going to find support above that, then I'm actually looking for this massive move here to the upward direction, guys. As I've said you, even if you are going to see any sort of a price pullback, doesn't mean the trend is bearish. You have to understand this is a very bullish trend. You can see the primary trend is very bullish. So even if you see any sort of a price pullback, that could be a very great buying opportunity, guys. And also if you look at the Bitcoin dominance at this current stage, the dominance of Bitcoin looks very strong. You can see here, but as I've already said you, this descending broadening wedge breakout is actually indicating right now the Bitcoin dominance looks very strong. But after December month, you can see here to the downside, for example, the 5th of December 2016, 4th of December 2017, or here from 18, 19 and 20. So after December month, in most of the cases, the dominance has seen a pullback. This means this dominance pullback will indicate alt market could be rising after December month. So this could be around January, February month. So for those individuals who are like waiting for altcoins to pump, because right now the Bitcoin dominance is clearly taking all the show, but still you can see after December month, in many cases, the dominance have seen some sort of a pullback. That's why, guys, that's why right now, since the price of Bitcoin or this dominance of Bitcoin, it looks very bullish. But if similar scenario is going to happen around this January, February month, we are going to see any sort of a pullback, then that could indicate the alt market could be starting to rise, right? So this is all what I actually wanted to share with you in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video was helpful enough. If that's the case, then hit the like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.